Hi, I'm Dan from Gatecrashers. I am going to talk about the Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, I have never been a huge Fantastic Four fan, but one of my favorite single issues of comics does star The Thing, who I adore. Old Blue Eyes in Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and Sandman, number 86, written by Tom DeFalco with pencils by Ron Wilson, inks by Sheik Stone, and letters by Jim Novak. This issue defines why I think I like the Fantastic Four movie so much comparatively to other Marvel properties, being that it's about the people first rather than the action and punching. Now, the Thing goes to this bar to meet Sandman after he discombines with Hydro Man, all that kind of stuff. But the Thing's ready to fight. Like, he picks up the table, he's like, let's go, I'm ready to go, that kind of stuff. But Sandman's like, I'm just tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And they sit down and they have a conversation. Sandman gets the chance to open up and tell the Thing his story, what's happened to him, who he's been, and the troubles he's been through. And the Thing's like, I relate to this guy a lot more than I realized. And it's just a really nice character because he deals a lot with his looks because he's a rock person. He came back changed from the flight, the cosmic rays, and all that stuff, and it just makes me love the Thing. So going into this film, that was my biggest expectation: is a film about family over the action that we normally focus on rather than characters, and we get that. We get a lot of that with the Fantastic Four: The First Steps, and I really do enjoy that. Director Matt Shakman really does allow these characters to have their own kind of spotlight throughout. And he's known for WandaVision, and he's directed episodes of The Great. But what really matters to me is It's Always Sunny. He has this humor and this heart in his work that is really interesting. Um, Now, the writer of the movie, it has a solid script. You can tell that there was a lot more at some point and how much has been cut out because it is a very streamlined movie, and I don't want that to sound bad. The writers in the movie, uh, there's a lot of writers. So there's four for the screenplay: John Friedman, Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, Ian Springer, and a bunch of other people have written on it as well. Now, even though the story is strong, it's just that it's kind of there. It's not overstuffed, which was an issue with Superman. It's understuffed. And what I mean by that is that I walked away from the film going, "Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a great time with that." But I'm not I don't want to go back and see it again. Like, I walked out of Superman, I was like, "Oh shit, I need to go see that right now because I want to see all the other stuff that's there." And it's not fair to compare these films because they're both going for different things, but it did leave me wanting more because everything about the movie really does work for me. The retrofuturism of the design of the film is incredible. I love everything that they did with the retrofuture, the colors, they're all vibrant. Everything is just like it's just there is a sense of whimsy in this that you're like, yeah, I love this world. This is the Fantastic Four that Jack Kirby created. Like, you see them here, and they're really well done. Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic is really good. There's a touching scene later in the film where it's him talking to someone and saying how he doesn't want them to be like him, and it's kind of heartbreaking because he's one of the smartest men in comics. And he just doesn't want other people to be like him because he's neurotic. He's got a lot of stuff going on that you do see in the film, and it's actually pretty well expressed through Vanessa Kirby's portrayal of Sue Storm and their kind of issues. Despite loving each other a ton, they have a real they have such good chemistry. That's my biggest problem is that I liked all of these actors for the most part. I think Joseph Quinn is maybe the weakest link as his Johnny Storm. It took me a while for him to click for me. Again, I'm not even a big Johnny Storm fan. I just didn't think the performance was all that good. Like, I thought anyone else could do that role. It didn't feel like unique to him, where everyone else felt like they really did make it their own. Like Evan Moss Bachrach is like maybe the most accurate thing. Like he the thing is what I want to talk about the most, and I'm sorry if you came to this review wanting a full review of the MCU stuff of all this, but it's about the thing for me. There's a moment where they're sitting at the table and they had just found out they're pregnant, which is in the trailers. You know she's pregnant. And the exchange between the thing and Sue and Reed is one of the most like real touching moments for MCU stuff. It's just like he knows his best friends. He knows them so well. He congratulates her and he's like talking to Mr. Attack is like, you gotta be breaking down inside, bud. You are not ready for this, but we're gonna do this together. I really liked that. I just thought they had a really good chemistry. Also, Natasha Lyonne plays his love interest for like 10 seconds of the film. Again, there was more here. You can tell there was more, but it's just kind of cut down to be pretty simple and easy to digest, which is not a plus for me. Like I want more. Michael Giacchino, oh God, Michael Giacchino, his score bangs. And I mean, in not in defense, but Giacchino has done this before. He's like he composed for uh the best Fantastic Four movie up until this point, which was The Incredibles. Uh I still think Incredibles is better. But I really like this. I really did enjoy the movie. I sound like I don't, but it's a hard feeling because I really did enjoy everything that's in it, but I didn't walk away feeling like I got what I wanted. I described it to some friends as like I wanted a steak dinner, but I got a candy bar, and I think I should have expected that, being that it's a Marvel movie where they don't really want super deep thematic things and a lot more going on below the surface. It's a one and done, and I think that's my biggest problem is that like I was expecting more of I don't know themes or something, and it's hard because I really did enjoy the movie, but I'm sitting here and when I'm writing about it, I just have been wanting more. I feel like there was more to be done with this movie, and it's just the beginning. It's their first steps, literally, but it works. Like it's a. I don't want you to think I hate the movie because I don't. I do really enjoy it. It's good and it's worth seeing, but it's not worth seeing three times. Like Superman, I will suggest going to see it again because there's more to see. With this, you can get it all in one go. My only real like super big negatives are Galactus. Cool, finally done right, but his design. There are so many lines, and it's just overcomplicated to the point of like MCUifying him. Like his all the lines all over his stuff, the military. It's just uh, he's got such a good design. Just use the plain Jack Kirby look. Because they do that whole New 52 thing where he's got lines all over him and everything's overcomplicated and it's just like he's such a good looking character. Just let him be. Shalabal Silver Surfer is awesome. Julia Gardner is actually a pretty standout when she's in scenes. She's not in a ton, but when she's there, it's actually like you're like, okay, I want to see more Silver Surfer. But in the end, it's just like another entry in a long line of films. It wasn't like Thunderbolts where I walked away with like wanting to watch it again or have all these deep feelings and pain because you get to see Natasha, you get to see not Natasha, who you get to see Florence Pugh give this really moving performance of a character who has lost their way and doesn't know what they want to do and honestly doesn't want to be around anymore. So it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. I think it is worth seeing. I don't think it's breaking any new ground, but it is worth the time. Especially if you can see it in theaters. Getting to see it in IMAX was very cool. Getting to see the Avatar trailer in IMAX was even cooler. Got to be honest with you, I think I was more excited about seeing the Avatar trailer. Sorry, Fantastic Four, but you gotta always bet on James Cameron. Overall, if I had to give this like a rating out of 10, I would probably go 7.5. Like I really enjoyed it. I do want to watch it again when it's streaming. I don't want to rush to theaters. Like I'm going to see Superman again tonight. But I don't think I need to see Fantastic Four again. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Catch us at gatecrashers.fan, where we do all of our reviews, analysis, interviews, and all that good stuff.